Austin. Paul Johnson, what a remarkable job this young man has done, taking over for the great Irk Russell, now in his 4th season at Georgia Southern. Look at that winning percentage, 86, 43 wins and just 7 defeats. And of course the reigning national champions in 1AA. Georgia Southern comes in looking for their 7th consecutive win, an opening season defeat at Georgia, but nothing but victory since they're 5-0 and the only unbeaten team left in the Southern Conference. The Citadel 2-5 and 1-3. Citadel accepts the opening kickoff, and this one is going to go out of the end zone for a touchback, and the Citadel will come up and have it 1st and 10 at the 20. We talked about their freshman quarterback, Alvin Scooter Johnson from Irmo, South Carolina. Last week against Furman, ran the ball for 60 yards, and you see his season numbers. He's completed 56% of his passes. At the offensive line spots, they've got a couple of dandies. Jonathan Guess at center is a junior. Omar Nesbitt at right guard, outstanding. And the backs and receivers, keep an eye on their fullback, Maurice Murphy. He's a big-time player. Scooter Johnson leads them up. 1st down and 10 from the 20, the first snap of the afternoon. Option. And the toss goes to Mahoney. And he gains about 5. Nate Mahoney, a sophomore from North Augusta, Georgia. Defensively for Georgia Southern today, they have a 3-4 look. A couple of injuries. So Robert LeBlanc out at right tackle. A true freshman, Carlton Oglesby, gets the start up front. Linebacking crew, and they have 3 juniors and a sophomore. Nick Kearns will start today at strong safety ahead of David Young, but David will play quite a bit. 2nd down and 5 for the Citadel.
In a shotgun formation.
As you predicted, my good man. And they'll option out of that and give it to Murphy. He'll run it over the 40 and out to the 44-yard line. So they stuck with the option game, but just ran it out of the shotgun.
Absolutely. What you're looking for now is they want the defense to be scared. They want the defense to not know what's going on. And you see right there, Citadel, you're going to watch right here. They're running the shotgun play. Ball snapped a little bit to the left. Not used to doing that, but you again draw the attention in. Something new. Good run.
A 19-yard pickup. 1st and 10 for the Citadel at the 44-yard line. Out of the wishbone, and the handoff goes to T. Dunham. T over the left side, approaches midfield. They'll mark him down at the 49. Jason Neese, the linebacker, number 31, with the tackle for Georgia Southern. And we should point out, Jamie, before we get too deep into this first quarter, don't be surprised if the Citadel plays Georgia Southern very well. Over the years, I mean, this has developed into quite a rivalry, and the Citadel's won 2 of the last 3 against Georgia Southern in this stadium.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right. Watch what you're seeing right now. It's 2nd down and 5. What you're seeing is the Citadel's offensive line teeing off right now in Georgia Southern's defense.
They break one wing in motion, and the option pitch down to the right side, and Nate Mahoney bumped out of bounds by Nate Gates. So again, the option game, which Georgia Southern has made so effective in their run to the championship, we're seeing a mini version of that in the Citadel.
And you're absolutely right. And the one thing when you play the option, everybody has to be disciplined. If you have the quarterback, you got to take the quarterback. If you've got the pitch man, if you're the defensive back, you've got to take the pitch man. And what you're going to see today is guys being disciplined and staying on their man. The guy who doesn't stay on his man, that's the guy who's going to end up scoring a touchdown.
A 14-yard pickup. And another 1st down for the Citadel. Scooter will keep it this time and takes it down to the 33-yard line. The backers Neese and Ward combine on the tackle.
And the key to the option is you've got to make, the quarterback must make the defender commit. And really, that means he's got to take a shot or be willing to take a shot in order for the option to actually be there. And so you saw in that particular play, Scooter Johnson basically just pressed the hole. Again, Georgia Southern not recognizing the defense, not recognizing what they can do out of shotgun, running the option.
The 2 wings, the fullback, Maurice Murphy. Mahoney, the motion man. And Murphy gets just a couple. A gain of, well, we'll call it 1 yard. It's going to set up the first 3rd down situation for the Citadel this afternoon. Gino Tatira, the nose tackle, is the tackle.
A very well-executed drive by the Citadel here. Here's the first third and long situation. Let's see if Scooter drops back and throws the ball in the air. Do they come back and run the option?
Last week, Jamie, Scooter passed the ball 9 times against Furman, completed 4 of them, but 2 passes were intercepted for 54 yards. 3rd and 8, and out of the gun. Johnson looking. A little daylight up the middle, but it closed quickly. Michael Youngblood, Freddie Pescata combining on the tackle. So it's going to be 4th down. And Travis Zobel comes on to punt for the Citadel.
And a fine drive for the Citadel.
That has to give them some confidence.
Absolutely, because what you want to do is show the other team and show Georgia State that they actually can play with them and are going to be there all day.
From midfield. And the punt inside the 5. Beautiful coverage. Down at the 2. What a great job downfield by Charles Watson. Got to the spot, let the ball come right to him. Let's take a look now at the offense of the Eagles of Georgia Southern. J.R. Revere, of course, at quarterback, taking over for the All-America Greg Hill, and now starting to come into his own. A great test last week in the victory over Appalachian. Offensively, as far as that line's concerned, it's a new group. They lost 3 starters, and they've had one man kind of retire on them, and they're having to rebuild that line. Charles Clark at center has been a big addition since he's moved into the starting lineup. Nothing doing for Peterson on his first carry. Denny Haywood making the tackle. So it's going to be 2nd down and just about 9 yards to go for the Georgia Southern Eagles. We welcome those of you who watched Army's first victory of the season today as they knock off Tulane. This is Bob Rathman along with Jamie Dukes. We're in Charleston, South Carolina. Citadel got the opening kickoff, had to punt. Georgia Southern backed up on its first drive, and their first pass is nearly in. By that time, the cornerback, Jay Ingram, who's already picked off 2 passes this year, nearly had a 3rd.
And Jay Ingram does a good job of breaking on the ball. A lot of times you see receivers or defensive backs actually try to tackle the man. What he did was he broke on the ball and tried to make the play, try to catch the ball. Excellent job.
A defensive unit that has came up with 4 sacks last week at Furman, and have had some pretty good moments defensively. They held Clemson to 7 second-half points in the season opener. Back to passes. Revere from his own end zone, a wobbly pass, but it is caught, making the grab Chris Johnson, and a 1st down for the Eagles at the 18. Here's that defensive unit for the Citadel. A redshirt freshman, Jared Waycaser, number 98. He will get the start at defensive tackle today. They lost a great one in Mario Richardson to injury. These linebackers, Stevens and Haywood, 1 and 2 in the Southern Conference in tackles. And in the secondary, you just met Jay Ingram at cornerback. Kevin Gauss, the other corner, is perhaps their best open field tackler. Here comes the option play. And the quarterback with the keeper, and Revere out of bounds on the far side at the 27. It's going to be short of a 1st down by about a yard. Jay Ingram ran him out of bounds.
And J.R. Revere's a guy we're going to talk about a lot. Georgia Southern had to replace a great quarterback in Adrian Hill last year, tremendous football player who was a great leader. And when we talked to Coach Don Powers yesterday, the one thing that he said was he's more afraid of this guy than the last guy. And I tell you what, this young man has poise, he has confidence, and he is definitely a leader.
2nd and a little over a yard for Georgia Southern. Pitch comes outside, and Z. Walden with the carry. And he's got the 1st down out of bounds on the far side of the 34-yard line. Ingram again on the coverage. The running backs in this option game have got some astronomical numbers, Jamie, and Walden is one of them. This young man is averaging almost 12 yards a carry.
Not bad at work if you can get it.
He is a sophomore, 5'9", 179 from Marietta, Georgia.
And much of that success really stems around Adrian Peterson and the crowd that he draws.
Peterson, nope, it's going to be a pass. Down the field to an open man. Johnson off his hands, on up and incomplete at the 15. hit him in a bad spot. Boy, this senior from Americus, Georgia, one of the best pass catchers in the Southern Conference, just couldn't hang on to it.
And like I say, just keep on running to the locker room. When you have an opportunity to make a play, you're going to see right here, great ball. J.R. Revere throws the ball, and he just short arms it. He really just short armed the ball, counting the 6 points before he actually retrieved it.
Chris Johnson has caught 6 touchdown passes this season. J.R. Revere has thrown 6. And now the officials stop the clock with 9:21 left in the first period.
Well, you see the touch on J.R. Revere's arm. I mean, the young man really is the complete package. And each game, you know, as you watch the film, you can see his confidence grow, and you can see him get better. And it's interesting how this team can be really #1 in the country when they lost so many players from last year's team.
Tom Giles, senior, the veteran referee, and his crew working this one today. 2nd down and 10. Bad pitch. Peterson can't hang on to it, and the Citadel recovers. Kevin Howard, the strong safety, and it is going to be no play. Let's take another look.
The whole key to this play is actually penetration in the backfield. And really, it looked like J.R. Revere actually had questions on whether he was going to throw the ball, pitch the ball or not.
And that is ruled an incomplete pass because it was going forward, despite the fact it was behind the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 10. Big break for Georgia Southern. Revere looking, has a man open in the flats, now decides to run, and is taken down. It's going to be 4th and 9, as Revere made it to the 36, and that's all, before Pete Wechter brought him down.
Pete Wechter getting a start this week, coming in and making himself known.
Wechter back after dislocating his left elbow, and the Delaware game, he's been out 3 weeks, and boy, are they happy to have him back, big number 92. Scott Shelton is the Georgia Southern punter. And Jay Ingram is back for the Citadel. End over end's going to hit and roll. Inside the 20, inside the 15 to the 14. And that's where the Bulldogs will get it. A timeout on the field. 51-yard punt. Citadel ball when we come back. Paul Johnson and his Georgia Southern Eagles have found the going rough in this opening quarter. Each team's had the ball once, each team with a punt. The Citadel now takes over 1st and 10 from their own 14-yard line. We saw the shotgun attack for the Bulldogs in that first series, Jamie. This is something new that the Citadel has introduced for this one today, but we have seen it more as just another wrinkle to the option game.
Absolutely, and the thing is, again, Georgia Southern doesn't exactly know what to do when you see a formation like that.
No chance to pitch that time. Terrific pressure by Nick Kearns, number 16. The junior got back and had the quarterback, Johnson, and wouldn't let him get away.
And the key to this play is, again, is great penetration up the field. You're going to see right there the back receiver getting run over. Something unexpected for Scooter. He didn't expect that. Somebody just scooted in right on him.
A missed block, and Kearns comes crashing through to set up 2nd down. And very long, a loss on the play of about 8 yards.
Bob, I see some boiled peanuts down there. I'm going to go away for a minute. I'll be right back.
Help yourself. Murphy, the fullback, to the 10. Ward and Neese combining on the tackle.
And you know, we talk about Adrian Peterson from Georgia Southern, great fullback, but also Murphy from the Citadel is a tremendous talent, great football player, runs hard, and really kind of sits in the shadows of the great Adrian Peterson in this conference.
Murphy has accumulated 563 yards this season, averaging over 5 yards a carry, 6 touchdowns to his credit. But keep in mind, as you see the Citadel go to the shotgun, and it's new for this week, this team does not have a passing touchdown this season. They'll try to go to the air, and the throw is going to be incomplete. The intended receiver was Matt Healy, their leading receiver. He's caught 21 balls this year. Nate Gates was defending.
And you want to talk about just great coverage. Nate Gates was just all over.
Punt coming. Travis Zobel, a true freshman from James Island, South Carolina, is the Citadel punter. Anthony Williams, the deep man for Georgia Southern. Eagles will have great field position. From the 40, Williams to the outside 30, 25, down the sideline and out of bounds. Steps out at the 20. So a 30-yard punt and a 20-yard return, and the Eagles in business when we come back.
There's only one place where you can get it all. ACC Live, Monday nights at 7 on...
We are back in Charleston. Bob Rathbun with Jamie Dukes. Adrian Peterson has carried it but once. Let's see if he gets the call here on 1st and 10 from the 20. He does. Spins away. Not once but twice, and picks up 4 yards.
We talked about it in the introduction. I mean, what he does is just press his feet. That's exactly what you're going to see all game long, is a guy that keeps his feet moving. Sometimes there's not going to be anything there. Obviously, if you lose several offensive linemen, you got change, you got flux. And so what the one consistency that they've had this year has been Adrian Peterson and his ability to continue moving his feet.
Peterson, just a yard this time. Good hit that time by Denny Haywood. And Denny trying to battle through some injury problems. He twisted an ankle before the game last week and then suffered a knee injury during the game. But he's keying on Peterson, no question. 3rd down and 5 from the 15. A scoreless first quarter to date. Weathers is the motion man. Looks like JR is going to change the play at the line. To the left, option to Peterson. Good pursuit, and a great tackle back at the 19. Terrific pursuit by 23, Kevin Gauls. The junior from Fayetteville, North Carolina, stops Peterson for a loss.
And football's an 11-man sport, and what you're going to see is Derek Owens miss his block and not help his man out. You see out on the outside there, Derek Owens, number 5, comes in and doesn't make the block, and that's what you need to make it happen.
Scott Shelton, Rob Baranas is going to kick the field goal from 26-yard line, so this will be a 36-yard attempt. Baranas 2 for 5 this year. Plenty of leg, and kicks it through. So Georgia Southern gets on the board. A field goal from Rob Baranas, the senior from Kentucky, puts the Eagles on the board. 3-0 Georgia Southern. 3-0 Georgia Southern. On the 36-yard field goal by Rob Baranas. 4:46 the time remaining here in the opening quarter.
And what a great series for the Citadel defense when you consider the field position you have, and only to get 3 points out of it. Great job again by the defense. We've talked a lot about this group of young men. It's a very special group, as Coach Powers talked to us about. They are a group that are well knitted together. When you consider the adversity, they've had a lot of injuries this year. 2-5 is not what they really anticipated. But at the same time, if you put Clemson and Delaware on your schedule, you're going to have some losses sometime.
Again, the kickoff to the end zone. And the Citadel will have it at the 20-yard line. Here's what we're talking about as far as the Bulldogs are concerned. They haven't had many breathers up there. Of course, Clemson, the team that's risen to the top 5 of the country. Delaware, I'm telling you, you go to Newark, you take your life in your own hands. Then Appalachian State at Furman. They've got Georgia Southern today. Boy, that's some heavy hitters. First time they played a ranked club at home this season. Cannot get the pitch away is Scooter Johnson because Gino Tutera had him wrapped up. Now Georgia Southern, Jamie, started to get that pursuit.
They're starting to get a little bead on what's going on. And the thing about it is Tutera does a good job of getting penetration. That's how you stop the option. That's how you slow everything down, is by getting penetration in the backfield. And if Citadel's going to have success, today, what they've got to do is make sure that the inner three guys hold up a very strong front.
Again, the Bulldogs operate out of the shotgun on 2nd and 14. Flair to Murphy, but unable to turn it into much. Out to the 20. Carlton Oglesby, number 91, was there on the pursuit.
And what you got a sampling of, and that's something that Coach Powers talked about with Scooter Johnson, is this young man is the complete package. He's talking about throwing the ball. That little dinky-do pass right there, he actually had to get that ball up over the top of a defender. And what he did was able to drop it in there soft enough so his receiver could actually catch the football. Yes, a couple of yards, but nonetheless, you see the power and you see the agility and touch that this young man has.
Long count on 3rd down. Scooter throws. It's complete to Johnson. And he takes it to Gamble, rather, and he takes it out to the first down, it appears, at the 32-yard line. Yes, he got enough yardage. And nice grab by Dendrick.
And you're going to see the high-powered, wide-open Citadel offense here, back up in the shotgun, throwing the ball once again. They just throw the ball all over the place.
Out to the 32, it's going to be 1st down and 10. Well, we had a chance to watch Army last week, and they've changed things up. They're throwing the football. Why not at the Citadel? 1st and 10. They take the inside handoff. Quarterback Kiefer Johnson. Nice run. Out to the 43. And this drive, Jamie, looks a lot like that first Citadel drive.
Absolutely. The complete package this kid is. Again, the key to the option, and there's a difference in between the option that both teams run. This option that the Citadel runs is more of a single wing formation where you see the guys lined up outside the tight ends. As opposed to Georgia Southern, they're more of a bone team, or a flex bone as they call it.
Out to the 47. Inside handoff and a penalty flag. As Maurice Murphy carries it over the 15, it's going to be a procedure penalty against the Citadel. Jason Neese made the tackle. So this will back up Coach Powers' Bulldogs 5 yards. As we approach 2:39 left in the first.
O-double-M got a little bit excited.
Yeah, kind of that CFL arena football influence, trying to hit the line before the snap.
You'll see him right there, just trying to get a little jump start, but hey.
He saw the hole.
That's right.
He was ready to go.
Was there. That's right.
Tom Giles, senior, our referee. It will be 1st and 15. We talked about Scooter Johnson taking over this offense. He was a 3rd-team quarterback and actually played some defense in the spring game. But he has replaced Joe Call as the quarterback, and he's done a fine job. And now, on the option, looks for a hole on the cutback. Nothing available. And a yard gain to the 43.
Interesting when you, on that play, you can see how intelligent the ball players from the Citadel are. Normally, you'll have the quarterback walk up to the line of scrimmage and make the call. You see receivers, running backs, when they recognize formations where you're having problems, you see guys blitzing. Watch, you can see right at the bottom of the screen, the receiver right there, he recognizes that there's going to be a blitz and tells his quarterback, hey, don't run that ball, do something different.
Is that probably the toughest thing for a young quarterback, is to learn how to read these different options?
There's no question about it. Again, we talk about, and we'll give an example earlier with Coach Powers and what he talked about earlier in the game, his very first 2 snaps at quarterback.
Flair, Mahoney, out to the 44. Tried to break a tackle. Could not. And it will be 3rd and long. Yes, that Delaware game was a nightmare for him.
Going back to that, Coach Powers says that the first time they put him in there, they put him in, and he's supposed to run the fullback dive. So he holds onto the ball comes on the ground. They go, oh boy, I don't know if we should do this. The next play, they turn around, and it's supposed to be a pitch. Well, he takes the ball, and he hands it off to the fullback. Another fumble. They didn't know who was going to take credit for putting Scooter Johnson in the game. But it's all well and good now. It's history.
3rd and 14 from the 44-yard line. And again out of the shotgun. Johnson with the throw, and it's going to be intercepted. Stepping right in front of Denver Gamble was Nate Gates, and Gates with the easy pickoff to give the ball back to Georgia Southern.
And the guy you put the blame on, that's not an interception in my mind on Scooter Johnson. That is Denver Gamble's fault because he saw the ball coming. He saw the defender up close on him. Sometimes you put the ball out there so your receivers can make a play. You see it happen in the NFL. You see it happen all the time. That was one of those situations where, okay, if Gamble doesn't catch the ball should hit the ground because you got to fight for it, but you cannot let the defender get that football.
Georgia Southern with the option. Weathers and penalty flags as Weathers crosses the 50 to the 48 of the Citadel. Andre Weathers, the junior from High Point, North Carolina.
What you have on that play is Derek Owens actually had an illegal block in the back.
Check.
He goes to the spot. He'll probably get 1 yard.
He's going to go against Georgia Southern.
So the penalty will move it back 10 yards.
Watch coming from the outside. You're going to see number 5 right here coming in and getting a block right in the back right there, and that causes the play to actually spring open, so you can see why they backed the call up.
To the 34-yard line. Georgia Southern will have it first at 20. Just to finish the story on the Nate Gates interception of Georgia Southern, that gives the Eagles an interception now in 5 straight games, and that is a new school record. Peterson, a couple of tough ones. I'm just wondering, are there any records left that they haven't broken?
That remains the question of the day.
And this young man, Peterson, is on pace to be the greatest running back in 1AA history. Jamie Dukes, he started the day today 112 yards away from 5,000 in his career. And so far today, he's rushed it 5 times for 5 yards.
Well, he's had a great 7-year career in college, and those are the kind of numbers you can put up when you play 7 years of college ball.
Except he's only played 2.5. Oh, unbelievable. End of the first. 3-0. Georgia to start quarter number 2 here in Charleston, South Carolina, Johnson Haygood Stadium. Adrian Peterson of Georgia Southern, only 5 yards rushing in the first quarter today. That's a story. And Georgia Southern has a 3-0 lead over the Citadel. They have it 2nd and long as we start period 2. The ball at the Georgia Southern 37. Peterson, they fake the belly, and the toss comes to Edmund Coley, and he'll take it out to the 45-yard line. This is a game for Peterson that is a little reminiscent of what happened here 2 years ago, his freshman season. Had a rather limited first half. Peterson ran the ball for about 30 yards. He ended up with 231 and 5 touchdowns. And you see what he's done in his career against the Citadel. In the game here 2 years ago, Adrian Peterson rushed for 147 yards in the 4th quarter. So don't let that 5-yard total bother you, at least right away. Tossed down the sideline. It's going to be incomplete. Chris Johnson, the intended receiver, and good coverage by Kevin Gauze and Kevin Howard.
And you talk about Adrian Peterson, the running back who puts up the big numbers. Watch Adrian Peterson, the blocker. You're going to see right here, he comes in and stones his man right there in the center of the field. Good job of blocking as well. The complete package. You know, I look towards when he moves on to the next level. And yes, he will move on to the next level. I look at you, watch him right here. You're going to see him come up, and it's he's got to block somebody. That's how you form a linebacker up right there. That's how you had him up.
Georgia Southern with the punt. And it's going to be blocked. And taken by the Bulldogs to the 31-yard line. Give the block to Stan Hollingsworth, number 18. Boy, Shelton had no chance.
The Citadel's getting closer and closer. You're going to see right there, take it right off of his shoe. Now, I don't talk much about specialists, Bob, as you know, but again, that was excellent play by the Citadel defense.
Now, the Citadel with its best field position of the afternoon, trailing 3-0. And And they go to the fullback, Maurice Murphy. So the great field position for Georgia Southern resulted in a field goal. Now let's see what the Citadel can do with their good field position and good fortune after the block punt.
And it's very important that they get 7 points. Given this opportunity, given this field position, it's very important for the team's morale, if nothing else, to get 7 points out of this drive.
2nd and 4. Nothing doing for Scooter Johnson this time. Coming up to nail him was number 97, Jamar Jones, the outside linebacker.
And watch Jamar Jones come up here and fill up in here right there. Good job of breaking down and just swallowing up Scooter Johnson.
3rd down and 6. The Citadel, you talked about points. You see the rushing yards, and who would have guessed that stat as we start the second quarter with the Citadel on top. It's been a problem for the Bulldogs scoring points. They're averaging less than 2 touchdowns in the Southern Conference. Penalty flag just as the play started.
And, you know, obviously that comes from, again, when you talk about the injuries, and that's the one thing that Citadel's had to deal with this entire season. This is one of them hooky-palooky type seasons where anything that could go wrong will go wrong, and it's just how it's been. Got to turn your mic on there. Dead ball foul. Can I do it for him, Bob? Dead ball foul. Illegal motion.
Now let me give you the call that you have memorized.
Okay.
Holding number 67 offense. You hear that one in your dreams, don't you?
Something like that.
Now the Citadel will take a timeout. And we'll step aside as well. 12 minutes, 33 seconds left in period 2. Georgia Southern 3 and the Citadel nothing. The Georgia Southern Eagles have run into a buzzsaw in the first half here at the Citadel. It's 3-0 in favor of the Eagles, but the Bulldogs are driving. They've got it 3rd and 11 at the Georgia Southern 31-yard line. Slot to the left. And quarterback Scooter Johnson has time to pass toward the end zone. Incomplete. The intended receiver, Matt Healy, downfield, number 22. Nick Kearns was defending.
That's one of those plays where you want to get some kind of separation. Healy's got to beat his man one-on-one, because that's what you're going to see a lot of today, in particular in the passing game. Because both teams run the ball so much, you're going to see a lot of one-on-one and man-to-man coverage on the outside, and it's going to be up to individuals to break it and make plays. Having a few clock problems here. They're just going to reset the clock.
So now the Citadel will try a field goal. Bryce Stefanik, the true freshman, will try a 48-yard field goal to tie the game. Blocked. Picked up at the 15. Picked up by Haddon. Returns it down the sideline, and Haddon knocked out of bounds at the 41-yard line. Melvin Cox, number 17, came through, got a piece of it, and preserves the Eagle lead. Timeout from Charleston. Bob Rathman, Jamie Dukes back with you here in Charleston. Let's take a look at the Nate Gates block. Nate comes off the end here, Jamie.
And what you're going to see basically is no one touched him. The tight end blocks down and doesn't get a piece of him, so he comes across clean, and what he does is what we call getting long. He gets long quick. After he plants his foot, after he gets by the guy, he gets long by extending himself as far as he can, kind of the old Superman play.
Nate Gates is having a whale of a game. An interception, and now he blocks the field goal attempt.
And a couple other passes defensed early on as well.
Yes, sir. So the Eagles have it 1st and 10 from their own 41-yard line.
So you're getting man-to coverage outside on both receivers.
Peterson straight ahead to the 45. A gain of 4. Denny Haywood brought him down.
How many times do you see this young man just, literally, he just continues to press his feet. And that's what coaches look for. That's what receivers, they want their running backs to be. Everybody wants their guy to be the guy who continues to move his feet. And that's exactly what Adrian Peterson does. He presses it, and that sewing machine he calls footwork just keeps on moving.
You saw the numbers on Peterson. He averages 6 yards per carry this season. Gets it again. Two tough ones. Sets up third and about 3.
Good penetration by the defense. That's the thing. That's the option killer. You're going to see Travis Cunningham right here get penetration in the backfield. See right there. No running back can run when you got that kind of penetration at the point of attack. Again, the Citadel's defense playing a fine football game.
Let's call it 3rd and 4. And a big 3rd down here for the Eagles. Trying to keep this drive going. Some movement on the line, but no flags and nowhere to go. And again, you talk about pursuit, Jamie Dukes. You saw it right there.
That's what you call a revival in the backfield. Several little preachers and their boys just getting back there. You'll see right there the leader of the pack.
Travis Stevens.
Absolutely. Number 1 in the conference, or actually number 2 in the conference.
They had a quorum, that's for sure.
That is correct.
So Georgia Southern will punt it. Scott Shelton at his own 31. Jay Ingram is the deep man for the Citadel. And he'll return it. Drops it. A loose ball, and it will be recovered by the Bulldogs.
We've got a flag. I don't know if it's an offside, but we have a flag on the play as well.
Back near the line of scrimmage. Boy, this got a little dicey for the Citadel. Jay Ingram coming off the field. Looks like the penalty is going to go against the Citadel.
Offside.
Now, will that give them first down? No.
No, it won't give them first down, but
the 4th and 1.
But the interesting thing here, Bob, is I think they're going to go for it. I think they take the penalty, because if you're not going to go for it, you put the ball and you spot it right where it is. But I think Coach Johnson just may go for it.
So it's going to be 4th down and about a half a yard. The nose of the football just over the 50. Then they need to get to the 49.5 for a first down.
And I think that's the 49 3/4, Bob. I really think it's about 6 inches that they're looking for, and I think AP's going to get the ball.
AP gets the ball. Bags off one man. They had it stopped initially. But his great effort and his great vision, he saw a little something to the outside right, and he picks up the first down.
And another thing that he does, and you're going to see right here, good job of the offensive line coming off, but he stopped right there, keeps it moving, but he does a great job of using his free arm, no matter what arm it is, to throw defenders off. That's the other thing. His body is completely in sync and completely in motion when he runs the football.
A fresh set of downs for Georgia Southern. Fake to Peterson. Revere back to pass. Throws. It's going to be caught. A great grab at the 18-yard line.
Now, remember earlier on, we talked about throwing it up and your receivers making a play. And we've got an injured player down on the field. But we talked about great receivers going up and making a play. That's a poor choice if you look at it. But sometimes when quarterbacks believe that their man is going to make the play, that's exactly what happens.
Now watch Johnson. This ball nearly intercepted. He goes up, snatches it back, and then he came down hard, and he went off the field limping as well. And the injured Georgia Southern player back at the 47 appears to be a lineman. A 27-yard catch.
That offside penalty may loom large in this game at the end of the day. But again, just as you said it, Bob, goes up and takes the ball away. And there's nothing wrong with it. You know, a lot of people say, well, why are you throwing the double coverage? That was actually thrown in the middle of a zone. But what happens, again, you expect players to make plays.
Dietrich Everett, the offensive left guard, is the injured Eagle. And as soon as we get word of his condition, we will, of course, pass it along to you. I know there's a lot of folks in Statesboro holding their breath right now. Back to football with 9:51 remaining here in the quarter. And it's going to be a first down on the play. That was the great grab by Chris Johnson. So first down. And Peterson, nothing there. I think the Citadel, Jamie, has done an outstanding job keying on Adrian Peterson.
Oh, absolutely, and that's exactly what happens when you have a great football player. It's the other players who have to excel, but the guy who actually comes in and fills in for him, you see right there, I think it's number 67, actually. Bubba. Oh, actually, it's James McCoy filling in right there.
McCoy is in. Josh Jones is in up front for Georgia Southern. They've got McCoy at the left tackle. And Derek Nobles has moved over to left guard.
Right, that's exactly right. They moved Noble in at guard, who was actually the starter the week before at right guard.
And now a timeout has been taken. It'll be second down and 10 for the Eagles. We have 9:18 remaining in the second period. A break in the action. Back to Charleston after this. We're back in Charleston. We had an illegal procedure penalty against the Eagles. That backs it up 5. It's second and 15. Peterson to the 20. Let's reset for you the Eagles' offensive line. James McCoy is at left tackle. Derek Nobles, the senior from Lyons, Georgia, is off the bench to play left guard. Charles Clark is at center, number 74. Michael Anderson at right guard, 73. And Paul Collins, 77, is the right tackle. And Nobles was the man who jumped off sides. Third and 11. Peterson, the lone setback with 2 wings. Revere to run it. Revere to the 7 and a first down. Let's see where they mark it. If they give him a good spot, he'll have the first down.
And the guy that really makes that whole play work is the. I got to take care of the offensive line. You're going to see 67. Paul Collins come through right here at the end of the play. He's going to shield off his end right there, and that's just enough to allow Mr. Revere to ride again.
The football has been marked at the 9, and they're dragging the chains across to measure for the first down.
Fourth down.
Short.
4 down territory. I don't think there's any question if you're going to go for it on the 50. Fourth and 6 inches on the 50, and you can see right there.
They're taking Dietrich Everett to Roper Hospital, just a few blocks from the stadium here in downtown Charleston. So 4th and inches. And I wonder if Mr. Peterson will get it. Or will J.R. Revere call his own number? Revere, first down and goal now at the 6.
Definitely 4 down territory, but again, good job by the offensive line of just teeing off. That's the one thing that Georgia Southern football has always been synonymous with, is great offensive line play. And they've always had a bunch of linemen that I like because they're small, they're short, and they're green. What I mean by small is they're generally on average in the 6'2", 6'3" range, and maybe a little shorter, but they're all what I call power pigs. Just jacked up, yoked up little power pigs.
Peterson. Down to the 2.
You know, the interesting thing, and meeting Adrian for the first time, standing there next to him, he's one of those guys that have the big appendages where, like, his hands, if you notice when you shook his hand, the big, strong hands, got the big head in the neck, those are the great run, like the calves, that whole development. Look at the biceps.
Would you consider him a power pig?
Yeah. A cut-up power pig.
That can run. And Peterson, he didn't get in. They'll mark him at the 1. It will be
To the 1, gain of 2.
third down and goal.
Guess what they're going to do, Bob?
It may be Revere instead of Peterson. last week against Appalachian. JR ran for 2 scores and passed for 1.
And you know, the funny thing, when you look at JR's statistics, the one thing that stands out is balance. You know, 700 yards rushing, 700 yards power, somewhere 6. I mean, this guy is a balanced football player, passing and throwing the football.
Peterson, nope. Going to be 4th down. Well, the Bulldogs have come up with a couple of big stops. Can they do it one more time? Or will Georgia Southern decide to try to kick the field goal?
I think they're going to go for it.
From the 2-yard line. Yes, they are. Paul Johnson sends Chris Johnson into the game with the play. They pull Titus Johnson out. It will be 4th down and goal at the 2. Peterson the setback. J.R. Revere at quarterback. And it's going to be Revere to the end zone for the touchdown. They fake it to Peterson, and J.R. takes it home.
He draws a crowd.
And the kick by Rob Baranis is good.
When he says, hey, I'm dependent on you.
End over under. Rob Nichols on the return to the 37-yard line. The Citadel, Jamie, has had fits and starts of good play with their option today. They've fallen behind by 10 points. And the pressure now shifts to this offense to really get something going now. You don't want to get too far behind this team.
Oh, absolutely. And the thing is, you've got to get something out of it. But I think what you're seeing here is the Citadel has moved the ball well and had good field position. But this is the story of their entire season. Things have just not panned out at the end.
Fullback, Maurice Murphy. To the 42, Jason Neese, number 31, one of the first men to get there. Also some help from Nick Kearns, number 16.
And that's one of the other tough things, too, when you talk about, you know, what you need to do as a team, especially when you sat out a long time. I mean, that offense has not been on the field really as actual time goes for 20-some-odd minutes. And sometimes you got to get the kinks out. Remember, they were getting 5 yards crack on that play. They get 3.
Murphy hit as he gets the ball and can only return to the line of scrimmage. Jason Neese and Jamar Jones for Georgia Southern.
Georgia Southern starting to turn up the pressure a little bit, the #1 team in the nation. And I think this football team is probably better than it was last year from this perspective. They now need one another. Offensively, defensively, before, the offense was going to score 75 points a game. You knew that, so there was no problem. Now, Adrian Peterson needs the defense. The defense needs Adrian Peterson, and I think it's a much more together team as far as production on the field.
3rd and long for the Bulldogs. Johnson passes. It's complete. Matt Healy for the first down to the 45-yard line. The sophomore from Summerville, South Carolina, leads the ball club in receptions, 21 coming in. Made a nice grab for the first down and a bullet throw by Scooter Johnson.
And now you see why Don Powers has a little glow in his eye when they talk about Scooter. Because watch that ball just skip right in there. Great execution again. Good throw and catch.
1st and 10 at the Georgia Southern 45. Option, toss, Mahoney. Stiff arms and gets an extra 3 yards and a penalty flag. Nate Mahoney, sophomore from North Augusta, Georgia. And the only touchdown for the Bulldogs last week in their defeat against Furman. With a great rush, taking the ball to the 32, and a face mask goes against Georgia Southern.
And we talk about the little things. Now here, I'm going to take Scooter behind the woodshed because he does not draw his man in all the way. You'll see right there.
5-yard penalty. 13 on the play.
He's got to draw his man all the way, and that's the one thing about it. When you run the option and you're the quarterback, you must sacrifice and be prepared to sacrifice your body. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. It calls for you to draw your man in and take that hit if necessary.
The rush and the penalty, moving the football to the 27. First and 10. Murphy to the 24. Well, he gets some tough yards. This junior from Elgin, South Carolina. The Bulldogs' leading ball carrier, 563 rushing yards to his credit coming into the game.
It's just amazing how in this conference you have so many great fullbacks who run the ball. And I don't really necessarily look at them as being fullbacks. Adrian Peterson is not a fullback. He is a tailback. He's 212, 220 pounds, maybe somewhere in that range. But he lines up in the position of fullback. But that's the only definition of fullback that he carries.
Second and long. This time it's going to be Dunham, and Dunham with a great carry to the 16. T. Dunham, a freshman from Lynchburg, South Carolina.
And what they do is they jump in the old-fashioned just wishbone. You're going to see right here, watch the boys come off the ball. Hey, come on, baby. I like that. Watch out. Look at that hole right there. Bob, I could have got through that hole.
I could have got through that hole.
I wouldn't go that far.
First and 10 from the 15. Bulldogs, the first downs they're getting on this drive, their first since late in the first quarter. Murphy. Did he get in? No signal. Short by an inch or two. Maurice Murphy takes it all the way to the goal line.
The name plaintiffs are Boozer, Nesbitt, Guess, Dawson, and Johnson. These young men are coming off the rock. Watch right here. Watch the surge you'll see right there. They got a blitz coming, and they hit him on a blitz. Good job of execution. And Eminem right there almost gets in for the score. Quick count. Watch quick count.
First and goal, and the dive vaulting touchdown for Nate Mahoney.
Good job by the offensive line of getting up to the line. You could see what they were going to do was run a quick count. And what you do by running a quick count, you don't get allow the defense to get an opportunity to get set up.
Well, you got to love that cannon. And the kick is good. Mahoney with his second touchdown this season. The second of his career. The Cadets are loving it. And it's 10-7.
See MM in there blocking as well. You know, a team effort again. That just one of those things where it just didn't quite get the points.
Anthony Williams backs up, stumbles. Now from the 1. Nowhere to go, and he's taken down at the 9-yard line. Number 6, Charles Watson, doing a great job on special teams today. Great coverage.
And those are the kind of plays that you need out of your special teams, especially when you've got a team, not so much on the rope, but just the fact that they went down and scored. You want to pin them back, make them go 90 yards or as far as they can possibly go.
You know, if I'm a kick returner and I've got my back to that cannon, and they fire that baby when the ball's about 20 yards from me, I might get a little antsy.
Hey, look at the muzzle blast on the wall. We got to get the camera crew to get a little shot of the muzzle blast over there on the brick wall.
A good day to be in the press box. J.R. Revere throws, and a tightrope catch on the far side is made by Andre Weathers.
And again, going back to, talking about Coach Paul Johnson, you'll see right there, they'll show you right up there on the wall right there, there's a nice little muzzle blast going right there, right behind the little bug, the fox box. But on that last particular play, J.R. Revere, again, just showing his poise, just runs back and just drops the ball off to receive for an 8-yard gain. Excellent execution. That's exactly what coaches talk about when they talk about J.R. Revere and his poise.
Second and short. Peterson does not get the first down. It's at the 19-yard line. Brian Smith came up to make the hit that time.
And really, the Citadel's defensive line is leading at the point of attack. That's who owns that little 6 inches of area right there that's on both sides of that football. You see right there, 14 carries, 24 yards. The Citadel's defense doing a tremendous job of holding the big horse in check.
Now, what do you think here, Jamie, on 3rd and short from the 19?
Give it to 3.
Next question.
Revere gives to Peterson. He finds a hole and breaks it to the 42-yard line. Adrian Peterson,
number 3,
had been held in check virtually the entire first half until this play.
And what he does is just really use his vision. Again, continues to press his feet. He actually skated the hole out, another hole. He actually went out another hole, and that's what opened up for him. He's been running between the guards primarily, and on that particular play, he actually took it out a little bit further, ran between the tackle and guard spot.
Revere to throw on first down. Incomplete. Short hopped his man on the far side. And that man, Andre Weathers, could not make the catch. Peterson's run, which went for 23 yards a moment ago, his longest by far of the day. His longest had been 5 yards until that big 3rd and 1 carry. Now 2nd and 10 from the 41.
And the guy who really makes the play is Pete Wechter, a guy getting a start today. He's a guy who's been on the quarterback. He was on J.R. Revere on that particular play and caused J.R. Revere to throw the ball a little bit short.
Again, J.R. to pass. Trying to set up a screen, and they do to Peterson. He is bottled up and gets away. And picks up 6 when he should have lost 6.
And they're going to bring that play back, and that's the funny thing about it. You're not going to see that play. I think he had a legal man downfield or some form of legal procedure. But what a tremendous play by Peterson. You see right here, they're trying to set the screen. Revere drops the ball back, and watch right here. They got him dead to right. 2 guys. Not me. And watch this right here. Again, watch him press his feet. Feet move forward. Continue to move your feet forward, and he runs over the stud linebacker Hayward.
Tom Giles has it all figured out.
Clip it.
An economy of words.
That's a big play.
Back to the 22.
That is a tremendously big play, because the other thing it does is, again, because Georgia Southern, is an option offense, it's going to be a lot to overcome.
Revere, nothing this time. Again, great pursuit from the Citadel. Travis Stevens, who leads this conference in tackles with 90, making the play. Timeout the Citadel. They've got a chance to get the ball back. 50 seconds left in the second period.
And like to move, get aggressive. We're at home, get aggressive. That's what coach is saying right now. Guys, we got an opportunity here. We blocked the punt. May have a chance at blocking another. They saw something in the film because they've been loading the lineup the entire game. And so they got a block punt. They think they might have a shot at another.
The Citadel using its final timeout of the half. And speaking of halftime, stay with us. Update you on the Adrian Peterson story, plus the scores, the highlights. We'll get you up to date in the College Football Saturday studio.
And talking about Adrian Peterson before we go to halftime, the thing that I noticed about him was there's no question that people see that he had talent to go to Florida, where his brother went to school at, one of the big colleges. But I think he came to Georgia Southern to hide because of his speech impediment. And so in him going to try to hide with that speech impediment, he found a home. And it's a home that I don't think he could ever forget. I don't think he could have gone to any better place.
Just what he needed.
Absolutely, because Georgia Southern has done a tremendous job of working with him, helping him. And you're going to see on an interview, again, if you saw Adrian Peterson speak before, and I saw him his freshman year, and I saw him talk. And the thing is, the speech therapists have worked wonders with this young man. He's in love with that campus and would never do anything to harm that university. It's just a great marriage, and it's a great story.
And they are in love with him. 4th down and about a mile and a half.
No.
I think it's 3rd down, isn't it?
No, it should be 3rd down, but I think it's only 1 1/4.
The sticks on the far side say it's 4th down, but it should be 3rd down. Now they say 4th down. Now Now Georgia Southern takes a timeout. Paul Johnson's out near at the 20 screaming. They've lost a down. He knows it. Man, he's letting the officials hear about it.
And the thing is, I believe he has legitimate claim if it is indeed fourth down.
And there is nothing that embarrasses a crew more than the loss, keeping track of the downs and losing a down.
Absolutely, because see, you call plays differently. I don't think he calls a quarterback draw on third down. I think, I think in this situation, when you got 25 or 30 yards to go for a first down, you don't call a quarterback draw. He would probably try to get the ball down the field, take a shot, and then punt the ball. But I think he is totally justified in his venom for that situation.
It's third down.
It is third down. They've got it straight.
And it's third down again.
Now watch him run a quarterback draw. Like to watch coaches work referees. I mean, that's the beauty to me of the game of football, also from the coaching perspective, because you got to work the referees, because you never know when you're going to need that questionable call, if nothing else.
Oh, you think that works, huh?
Oh, I know it. I learned from the master, Bobby Bowden. Bobby's like Bobby Cox, the manager of the Braves, because Bobby will chatter at that referee in his ear all game till he gets what he wants.
Peterson to the 29. Keep in mind, the Citadel's out of timeout, so Georgia Southern on fourth down, they'll take as much of that play clock as they can to wind this baby down, and maybe the Bulldogs won't get the ball back. The play clock has not yet started, and they're not going to have to worry about it. Now Tom Giles stops the clock. Now there's 20 seconds on the game clock. They never started the 25-second play clock. Now how are they going to straighten this up? I think by reading his lips, he's saying put 28 seconds on the clock.
You can do that from here, huh?
So they could run it down to 3 before the punt.
But you know, the thing is, as long as they have to punt, I think that's more what the Citadel is looking for, because they did block one earlier. A block punt here, somebody takes it in. You don't have to run an offensive play. And I think that's more of what the Citadel is looking for, more so than anything else.
Paul Johnson is on his tippy toes.
I think he's saying that's not fair. You shouldn't do that to me. There's no reason.
And I think what he's saying is it's unfair for the referees to have stopped the clock because the Citadel's out of timeouts. If I can read lips here.
Sounds like you said a little more than that.
Oh, I think so.
Okay.
That was the Reader's Digest version.
Oh, okay. Very interesting game.
Yes, our prayers certainly with Dietrich Everett. We'll try to get an update from the hospital at halftime and pass that along. Now they're resetting the clock.
I don't want to hear that stuff. I think that's what he's saying.
He's not a happy man. He's not happy with the officials right now, and he's not happy with the scoreboard. This man Don Powers, he's got to be thrilled at the way his club's played this first
Oh,
game.
absolutely. It's particularly the effort. That's the one thing that, in our meetings yesterday that he talked about was that, one thing, he didn't know what was going to happen, what the outcome of the game was going to be, but the one thing he said was, my boys will give effort. And do not, and he looked us all in the eye and said that, my guys are going to give effort. I mean, and it was powerful to sit there with Coach Jones, defensive coordinator. I mean, just to see just the love and the passion that he has for this game.
Now Georgia Southern takes a timeout.
I'm not finished giving you the earful I have for you. Oh, don't come. No, I'm not finished. That's it. Come on back here. And you see this guy behind him. See, he's the designated guy. His responsibility, the guy with the baseball cap there, his responsibility is to keep the coach from getting thrown out of the game. That's his only job. That's all he's got to do. They don't see that guy during the week of practice. His job is to make sure the coach doesn't get thrown in jail or thrown out of the game.
We will, at long last, have a punt by Scott Shelton. Well, as long as his first half's taken, you'd think we were watching a playoff baseball game. Fair catch. They're going to let it bounce. And touched with 18 seconds left. So the Bulldogs will get a play, maybe two. And they'll have the football at their own 47-yard line. 25-yard punt by Shelton.
And we'll get a chance to maybe see what kind of cannon Scooter's actually got to get the ball down the field.
But not out of the gun from under center. Sprints out to the left. Throws to the sideline. Complete. And that stops the clock with 13 seconds left.
Great play call, good execution.
Number 7,
Dedrick Campbell making the catch. It will be second down and 2. 13 seconds remaining before halftime. Of course, a Bulldog score would put the Citadel in front if they could get 6 out of this. Counts it as time. There's a penalty flag. And he spun down at the 31 with 4 seconds left in the half. And a question of a penalty to be decided.
And I believe you have an illegal procedure. You see right now they're trying to run on the special team to actually try to kick for a field goal, but there's an actual penalty, which is, I think, a legal procedure, so it's going to actually back the ball up.
So the football will go back 5. They'll pull the punt team off, put the offense back, and send one airborne to the end zone. But as soon as they set the change, they start the clock, and Citadel was out of timeout, so the half will end. Love that cancer. It's halftime in Charleston. Number 1, Georgia Southern by 3 over the Citadel Bulldogs. Stay with us. Clerical error back in 1948 when this place was built. They got the wrong markings as we watch the second half kickoff. And it's been a remarkable story here, but this stadium now is going to be renovated, and the archaeological finds continue, and they'll do some more of that when they go to expand the stadium next season. So we're ready for football now in the third quarter, and another penalty flag as we get this second half underway. Offsetting pushes in the back for these two teams.
Don't you re-kick that?
I believe so.
The Citadel's special team, has done a tremendous job all game covering. Georgia Southern having some tremendous athletes, some tremendous skill back there returning the ball, just, in their normal tradition. But the Citadel's done a tremendous job of getting down, keeping the lanes covered. And that, when you talk about special teams and coverages, that's the most important thing you want to look towards, is everyone staying in their lanes.
Scott Shelton with the kick. Or check it, Stefanik, rather, I should say, with the kick for the Citadel. And the deep man for Georgia Southern is Andre Weathers. So Bryce Stefanik, true freshman from Travelers Rest, South Carolina, ready to kick this one away as we begin period number 3. Weathers at the 7. Great tackle. Tremendous tackle downfield. Travis Hodge, number 44. On special teams, a linebacker, second unit.
And again, great job of coverage. The last play brought him down in the back. You see there, Hodge pulling him down from the backside. Second play in a row, they actually tackled him inside the 20-yard line. Excellent coverage by the Citadel special team.
Peterson. And Adrian takes it to the 25 for a gain of about 6. Travis Stevens with the tackle.
25.
So far today, 27 runs and 7 pass attempts. But when you can run it like they can run it, there's not a great need to throw the football. Especially when you got a guy like number 3 in the backfield. Adrian Peterson closing in on 5,000 yards. Carries near the first down out to about the 28-yard line.
And you notice the thing, we have the coaches up next to us from Georgia Southern as well. You notice one thing that happened. Guys came scurrying about, but the news came to us. This is the lowest half of rushing. And it's like frantic. This is the lowest half of rushing in Georgia Georgia Southern this year. Okay, that meant there were some offensive linemen in there. They got chewed out. Coach had some choice words, I am sure, for the bubbles up front.
Shy of the first down. It's going to be 3rd and that far for J.R. Revere and company.
And I would not be surprised if Georgia Southern didn't throw the ball again today. Not because it's not working, but it's one of those things where you have a coach, and Coach Johnson is a great motivator, but more importantly, he's a great coach. You can look at his winning percentage, 860. Actually, I think that's a little too gaudy, but that's what coaches do. When they have attitude check time, they tell their boys grip and rip.
A quarterback keeper. And it looks like they'll get the first down. J.R. Revere needed to go just a couple of inches. Where they spot it is the key. I don't think they made it now as I look at this spot. It's going to be 4th down.
And the guy who makes the play is Jared Wacash. You see right there, digging underneath there, getting between the guard and the center. Normally, that is just hallowed ground when you talk about quarterback sneaks. Never let anybody get a free shot to your quarterback.
The chain gang is out again. And they lost some yardage. Inches, but a loss nonetheless.
See the punter coming on the field.
Travis Zobel. There was a drop ball on the exchange.
And that is the center's fault, what you'll see right there. He actually snapped the ball low, trying to get off and really get moving. And sometimes centers pull their hands back.
4th down from the 28. And Revere, I don't know. It all depends on the spot.
I
If he makes it, he's going to make it by about an inch.
I think you have first down Citadel.
It is going to be short. First down, Citadel. And they've got it, folks, at the 28-yard line of Georgia Southern.
And you know what? I'd do it again if I was Coach Johnson. I like the call because, again, what that does, yes, it seems risky. Yes, the Citadel may go in and score, but you're going to see no surge right here in the replay. You get no movement by the offensive line, and you'll see right there, I don't know who popped through there.
That was almost a penalty on Peterson.
Hayward is the guy that actually comes to and pops through and really makes the play, stops Revere's second surge. But I like the call by Coach Johnson, having faith in your boys.
A Citadel touchdown, they'll take the lead, and they go to their big fullback, Maurice Murphy. To the 18. Second and 1. 9-yard pickup for Murphy. Well, we've talked about Peterson so much today, but Murphy's putting together a good game. 18 carries, 67 yards for the fullback.
And that comes from that same list of name players: Boozer, Nesbitt, Guess, Dawson, and Johnson. These guys are coming off the rock. Here it is, second and 1.
Full house backfield. Cut back by the quarterback and a loss of a yard. Scooter Johnson, the Citadel freshman quarterback. Michael Ward, Jamar Jones combined on the tackle.
Watch Lou Dawson right here. We talk about penetration. This is the reason to play now. Watch him get pushed back in the quarterback, which makes the quarterback have to belly back. That's the reason that football play does not work, is because, again, it's about penetration. This is a real simple game here. If you don't get penetration, you should have success.
Third down, the toss to Dunham. Breaks a tackle and stretches out for the first down. I say first down. Again, we got to rely on the spot of the ball. But just checking the chains on the far side, it looks like he made it. They're going to bring the chains across to measure.
It's going to be close again. But I tell you what, if it's not, you go for it anyway. You're at home. You've heard me talk about this before. If you're at home and you're in a fourth and short situation, you got to go for it.
Not only is this a confidence builder for the Citadel, it is a momentum factor now.
No question about it.
First down at the 17.
Going back to the wishbone formation.
The toss to Mahoney. 2 to the 15. Nate Mahoney, sophomore from North Augusta, Georgia. And keep in mind that Citadel is operating without one of their outstanding running backs, Kenyon Doyle. He broke his right foot earlier in the season, arguably the fastest running back in this conference.
And the funny thing is, yesterday the list seemed like endless. As Coach Powers kept going through the injury report, just kept, Coach, are we going to get to talk about any football? Because there was just so many guys that were injured or hurt or banged up or just getting back.
Nothing this time for T. Dunham. They'll mark him at the 16. It will be a third down and about 10 yards to go. This is Kenyon Doyle, the running back we talked. Kenyon Doyle, we were talking about, the Southern Conference 100-meter dash champion.
That's fast. That's real fast.
Third down and about 9. Maybe a busted play. No throw to the end zone. Knocked out and a touchdown saving bat down by Nick Kearns, number 16.
And what a play it was. Excellent play, excellent discipline. What you saw there was basically just a tremendous play-action fake. That's exactly what you're going to see right here. The quarterback just play-action fake and faking the run like he's throwing him, and then he backs up. And again, great discipline by the safety, protecting his cornerback. Excellent football play.
Kendrick Gamble was the intended receiver, number 7. Kearns, what a play. Now a field goal attempt for the Citadel. Bryce Stefanik will attempt to tie the game on a 32-yard field goal. And the kick is good. We've got a tie game. A timeout in Charleston. Number 1, Georgia Southern has been caught. We're tied at 10. A 32-yard field goal by Bryce Stefanik has tied the game for the Citadel. 10-10 Bulldogs and Eagles, 10-19 remaining in the third quarter. A 7-yard, 11-play drive as the Citadel took over on downs at the Georgia Southern 28. Had really one good crack at the end zone, but the good pass breakup by Kearns denied the touchdown.
And tip your hat to the Georgia Southern defense. I mean, they had their back against the wall and just to hold it to 3 points when they give them the ball on the 28-yard line. Tremendous effort by Georgia Southern's defense.
Andre Weathers at his own 5. Up the middle 20 to the outside 25-30. And down to the 43-yard line. Terrific return by Andre Weathers. 37-yard return. Gives Georgia Southern some breathing room out of the 43-yard line.
Now, Bob, I'm going to have to let you take this replay because it's a great job, but a specialist actually makes the tackle on this play. So
the kicker.
I'm prohibited from talking about and telling him what a great job he did, even though he formed him up pretty good and got a little discipline.
Well, you know, when you're a kicker at the Citadel, you know you're going to be a tough guy.
This is true.
Here's Peterson. Rumbles right up the middle, takes it over the 50 to the 47-yard line. Peterson, and we'll keep a close watch now as he is closing in on a 100-yard day, and more importantly, 5,000 for his career. You see his updated numbers. He's never been held under 100 in a game. His low yardage total, 102, his freshman season against the Wofford Terriers. 1st and 10 here, and the option, Revere keeps it 40 to the 37-yard line. Coming into the game, Adrian Peterson was 112 yards away from 5,000 in his career.
Excuse me, but now let's watch right here in the replay. Watch everybody just had him up, Peterson. That's how many people, that's the kind of crowd that he draws. But the other thing that you'll notice in the option and why this is so successful, if you can count the numbers, they're sending about 1,000 pounds through the hole with 2 offensive linemen and Peterson himself.
Peterson, nowhere to go this time.
Peterson takes the handoff.
But I want to get back to my point on it. What happens when you run the option, you have the offensive center, you have the guard, and then you have the running back all leading through one particular hole. And what you have in that particular situation, you see Hayward's injured right there. What you have in that situation is just physics. You know, you've got 1,000 pounds and you've got, say, 700 pounds trying to defend that 1,000 pounds. Physics got to give way, and that's why you have room and space in the middle, because you have extra bodies going through that area.
Big loss as Haywood goes out of the game, but the Bulldogs come up with a big play. Jared Waycaser makes the play. And here's a look at the previous play with Haywood, number 40.
Right there, you'll see him hit his knee right there.
He injured that knee originally in last week's game against Furman. 3rd and 13.
And Coach Powers has got to be saying, can anybody else get hurt for him?
He's back in the game. Number 40 at linebacker. Revere to pass. Revere under pressure. Throws. Incomplete. Chris Johnson tried to make a circus grab. 4 blue shirts were down there, led by Kevin Galls. So the Bulldogs hold and force a punt.
And who was in the quarterback's face? Hey, boy, tough.
He's tough. He walked out like he couldn't hardly bend his leg and comes back to put the pressure on the quarterback. Scott Shelton is the punter, and Jay Ingram is back for the Citadel. Ingram's going to let this one go. It's going to bounce inside the 10 and roll to the 3-yard line. A timeout in Charleston. 8:11 remaining in the third. Number 1, Georgia Southern. Back in Charleston, South Carolina. Bob Rathbun, Jamie Dukes with you. Georgia Southern and the Citadel tied at 10. 8:11 third quarter. And the Bulldogs with the football. They start this drive, taking over after the punt. 1st and 10 from their own 3-yard line. And stumbling in the backfield is Nate Mahoney. He'll take it for a couple of yards and bring it out to the 5.
You know, some of the problems, again, we talk about penetration. I want you to watch the center here. He doesn't get enough movement. You see, it pushes the play back, and that's what causes the play to get jammed up. You see all the linemen getting tripped up. This game is such a fine game of inches. You know, things that happen away from the play cause running backs, cause offensive linemen that are pulling and trapping not to be able to do their job, and that strictly stems from the center just not holding firm enough at the point of attack.
Again, it's T. Dunham. Not much there. He's going to set up 3rd and long. Michael Youngblood made the tackle.
Same thing again. Watch Guest right here playing center, not getting moving, just going lateral. And what that does is that causes problems. Great defense right there. Allows the linebackers to just skin and scrape. And they are just so happy when they can keep those offensive linemen off their feet.
A lot of credit to Terra, the nose guard for Georgia Southern. He's head up on the center.
Oh, yeah, he's a tough player. And he qualifies as the defensive power pick. I mean, he is stout.
Option. Good lateral pursuit for Georgia Southern. And Mahoney knocked off his feet at the 11. They needed to get to the 14. Nick Kearns with the tackle. So a quick 3 and out.
Excuse me, but my friend, we have a football game.
Oh, this has been a dandy.
There is some hitting going on down there. I'm telling you, be careful, women and children, stay away.
You need to be a power pig to play in this game. Anthony Williams, the deep man for Furman. From his own end zone, Zobel punts. End over end. It's going to bounce out of bounds at the 46. So excellent field position for Georgia Southern. You know, Bulldogs didn't get much out of that drive.
Yeah, and that's the thing. When you're pinned back there, sometimes you get restricted in what you can call. And obviously in that situation, you're in the game 10-10. And I don't think anybody in this stadium expected the score to be this close, with the exception of you and me, Bob, that we talked about earlier on the way in. But this game right now comes down to who wants it bashed. I mean, who wants this football game?
Revere. And on his back was Wade Kaser, 98. This is one of the young men they got back. You know, it's odd to hear about a dislocated elbow as a football injury, and they've had 2 of them. And they've got both of them back today, Wechter and Wade Kaser. Wade Kaser injured his elbow against South Carolina State, and Don Powers happy to have them back.
And that's the funny thing, you know, for those of you sitting at home, that's the one thing we do. When we get to town, we go talk to the coaches. We didn't get to talk X's and O's for about 45 minutes with Coach Powers.
Get the injury report.
Absolutely.
We'll show you the down lineman. It's interesting, the 2 guys with the elbows. Fake to Peterson, toss back, Walden hangs on to it. Penalty flag. And he's out of bounds at the 47-yard line.
Dream Walden. Bob Nichols said he would
see what the penalty's going to be.
He had a holding, I believe it might have had offensive holding on the receiver on the outside.
Indeed. Against Georgia Southern.
Yeah. Take a look at the hit. You're looking at Denny Haywood.
This is real time, baby. I'm being held and still makes a play. Linebackers hate when you hold. And that's, holding is an art, Bob. I just got to tell you. It is a real art.
Something you perfected.
Yes. Yes, that would be correct. But what you have to do, that's the thing about it. You grab the guy's shoulder pads, you grab his arm, and all it takes is like a millisecond, and before you know it, that guy cannot make the play.
Now there's Pete Wechter. You see his left elbow. That was dislocated. And you see 98, just a few steps from him, is Jared Waycaser, and he's got his left arm and elbow packed the same way.
It's an epidemic.
The fake, the throw, open man, nice catch. Down to the 15 for Chris Johnson. Rob Nichols defending. I am impressed with the touch that J.R. Revere can put on the ball.
And J.R. Revere is a little upset with himself because if he could have let him a little more, he actually could have had a touchdown. But it's a great play action fake. You see right here, they're going to fake the fullback right up in the hole, and everybody's got to come in and look at Adrian, say hey to Adrian, but you're going to see right there, great job, as you say, Bob, this touch right there. Get there right up over the top, but had he led the receiver just a little bit more, it could have been a touchdown.
38-yard pass play. Makes it 1st and 10 from the 15. Peterson straight ahead. Over the 10, down to about the 8. As we mentioned, we'll get you updated numbers on Peterson. He's closing in on 5,000 for his career.
And I want you to watch number 20, Howard, come in and just give you a little something for your truck. We don't want to give you a whole. I just want to give you a little something for your truck. Thanks for coming. Have a nice day.
And past the Advil. 2nd down and about 3. Fake to Peterson. Revere keeps. Revere getting close. Breaks the plane. No, they say he's down at the half-yard line. It seemed like he was reaching out to his teammates saying, pull me into the end zone.
But you heard me talk about 1,000 pounds going through a hole. You'll see right here, all of those bodies go up in there. And again, Revere, the reason he's got that cavity to run in is because, again, you've got a guard, center, and you've got that big stud fullback running through that hole, creating space. So that leaves nothing for the quarterback to block, nothing for the quarterback to tackle.
And Peterson takes it home. Touchdown, Georgia Southern. Adrian Peterson with his 13th rushing touchdown of the season. And the #1 Eagles go in front 16-10.
Time to answer.
And they did. And they got great field position to start the drive.
No question about it. But the big play, obviously the big long play is what really makes it happen. But on the other side of the ball, now it's time for the Citadel to answer. This has been one of those games. If you remember when Georgia Southern went down and scored a touchdown in the first half, Citadel came back and answered. This is one of those opportunities.
And Rob Baranis with the PAT.
In the 3rd quarter.
Adrian Peterson caps a 47-yard drive and a 17-10 Georgia Southern lead. Adrian Peterson gets a blow after the touchdown drive. His 13th score of the season, a 1-yard pickup.
Look at those guys there. Tell you what.
There's the core, and then there's the core. See what happens when you're late for PT?
Wow.
Scott Shelton to kick it off. Bulldogs with 4 minutes to go, 3rd quarter, trail by 7. Turn by Mahoney. Tried to get outside. That's it. Out to the 29. Bulldogs have it 1st and 10. It is an atypical daily schedule for the students here at the Citadel. The cadets have physical training. They're going to get 6. First call right before 7. Then it's on to breakfast, and then the morning classes begin. Of course, there's an afternoon to be had. And the break comes at 4 o'clock when football practice begins. That's a long day. Ooh, fumble, but recovered by Scooter Johnson. Also a penalty.
I think my favorite little power pig jumped off side. They got a little anxious.
Against Georgia Southern.
Gina Tutera. He's had a fine football game today.
Senior from Sarasota, Florida. So 1st and 5 now for the Citadel.
You'll see right here, just gets a little anxious. You'll see him coming in that gap right there. Sometimes you get antsy.
Inside handoff, Murphy, and boy, is he hit. What a terrific hit by Joe Scott, 56. Met him head on.
Georgia Southern's defense has had a whale of a football game today. When you consider the fact that they've been caught in a couple of situations going back to the last drive, the previous drive, where they actually got the ball on the plus 28. That's a tough place to get the ball. And the whole team, the 3 points, had a fine game. But that's what I talked about with this team. Again, this is a better team to me because everybody depends on everyone else.
They pull it out of the fullback's belly. And a quick keeper for Johnson. Close. He got the first down. The mark him out of bounds to the 41. Yes, 1st and 10 for the Citadel.
And Scooter's so good. He actually so good. He needs a little pirouette here. Watch this. Give it back to me. He does a little spin move right there. And basically the reason he did that is because the fullback, that's one thing about the triple option or the read option. The fullback sometimes clamps down because he feels he can get yardage because he feels the hole's open. And so what happens is the quarterback, he's the ultimate one that's in charge. He's got to pull the ball out and actually continue to run the option.
The Citadel now starting to gain some yardage. They've got a new set of downs to work with at their own 42. And Scooter looking to throw. He's under pressure. He gets away. He's under more pressure. And he's sacked at the 38. 91, Carlton Oglesby, the true freshman from Atlanta. Getting the start today at right tackle. Comes through with a big play.
Great players make great plays, and you'll see right here this freshman, they talk about this young man's going to be a very special football player. Look at the range and how he runs. One thing about Georgia Southern's defense, everybody runs and flies to the football. That's not a body of a freshman, I can tell you that. Wow.
Coming up on 2 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Again, excellent lateral pursuit led by 41 Michael Youngblood.
Youngblood definitely comes in. You'll see right there, he's had a big game. But we go right back to the true freshman again. Here, watch him coming up. Number 91 is going to come up the field. And again, the quarterback's got to make him commit. See, that's the problem. The quarterback has to make him commit. He's not doing that. Therefore, Youngblood makes his play. But what did Youngblood miss? 91's there to clean him up.
3rd down and 13. Johnson to pass. Nope. Johnson to be sacked. And he's down at the 31-yard line. Number 97, Jamar Jones, getting up off the pile. He leads Georgia Southern, does Jamar, in quarterback hurries this season and gets through for his first sack.
And Scooter comes up limping on the play. This particular play is this is what you call a coverage sack. The offensive line does a great job.
Punt coming. Zobel's punt. And a beauty. Weathers at the 28, and that's going to be it. Anthony Williams, I should say, on the return for Georgia Southern. Good downfield play by Rob Nichols, number 4.
Again, great coverage by Citadel special teams today, but really on top of the ball. With the exception of the last kickoff, they've done a great job this entire game keeping Georgia Southern at bay.
Williams -1 on the return.
So the Eagles leading by 7. Final seconds of the 3rd period. They've got it 1st and 10 at their own 27. Peterson out to the 30. Oh, we talk about Adrian going to the National Football League, and as good a running back as he is, can you imagine what Peterson would do behind, say, the Denver Broncos offensive line? You think he's got a lot of yards in college.
Oh man, just, you know, because again, it goes back to the leg drive. He has such strong legs. And something else that a lot of people don't know is that Adrian Peterson has actually been playing hurt this entire season. Toe injury, foot injury, knees a little bothering him a little bit. He never complains.
The toss goes to Coleman. Edmond out of bounds for a first down at the 41 as the third quarter comes to an end. Denny Haywood over there to push him out of bounds again. We've played 3 quarters in Charleston South. The quarterback of the Citadel, Scooter Johnson, trying to shake off an ankle twist.
I want to go back to a play right here on this last option play. It's called by any means necessary. Andre Weathers, right here at the bottom of your screen, he's going to tackle the defender and allow for a first down. Hey, you got to get it done whatever way you can.
And no yellow handkerchief.
That's right. That's right. Grabbed him by his foot, pulled him down.
And we're 1st and 10 for the Eagles as we start the 4th quarter. Bob Rathman, Jamie Dukes. And it's going to be a quarterback keeper. Revere, I think, was trying to take it away from Peterson, and he couldn't get it back.
Again, and the thing is that that's a read option. So what happens is the triple option is a very special play because it requires 3 people to read it. And sometimes the fullback, he may feel, again, that the hole is there. He will clamp down expecting the quarterback to let go because of what he sees and feels. But the quarterback, J.R. Revere, had a different plan.
2nd and 8. And Revere to pass. Looks down the sideline. Wide open is Weathers. Andre Weathers to the 22-yard line. And again, J.R. Revere putting it right where it needs to go. 35-yard pickup.
Coach Powers talked about it yesterday. This kid is the complete package. He scares you more than he scared him more than Adrian Hill last year, if you could possibly imagine that, because Adrian Hill was a tremendous quarterback. But you'll see right there, great play action fake. And again, Mr. Peterson doing his job without running the ball. He's blocking.
(17-10) Georgia Southern. And a carry to the 20. Haywood makes the tackle on Peterson.
And I call him Adrian Hill. It's Greg Hill, our great quarterback from Georgia Southern, led his team to the big game.
You know, Revere had a slow start for the Eagles this year for Paul Johnson.
Yes, he did.
But these last 4 games, he's really started to come into his own and now realizes this is his team.
Absolutely.
And this is his
And
offense.
you're absolutely right, because he feels the confidence, and you can tell he exudes that kind of confidence. As each week goes by, this team gets better and better, if you can imagine that.
Fake, quarterback keeper to the 14. Travis Stevens the tackle. But a little quicker fire now to this Georgia Southern offense.
Oh, yeah. You weren't in there for that halftime speech, Bob. Again, you heard me talk about the 1,000 pounds. Watch right here by the center. What I'm saying is 2 running backs come through. All of that weight, that's what creates the cavity right there, because you got, again, 2 offensive linemen, the center and the guard coming through the hole, and you got Adrian Peterson, 1,000 pounds of mass on 700 or 800 pounds.
3rd and 2 at the Citadel 14. Peterson. Nope, it's going to be a pitch and a bad one. Loose football recovered by Revere, and it's going to be 4th down. The Georgia Southern lucky to get it back.
Big play. That was a big play if you're the Citadel. You're going to see right here, good play fake. Quarterback pitched a little high, but if you notice on that last play again, Revere brings the linebacker to him, or the defensive player to him, which opens up the lane. Unfortunately, that defensive player caused the bad pitch.
It looks like the 23 with the flag.
Flag on the play.
Too many men on the field, I believe. it.
Delay a game. Well, whatever they offset. So a field goal attempt. And this from Baranis. 41-yard attempt. Long enough. And good enough. Rob Baranis nails a 41-yard field goal. And Georgia Southern has doubled the score on the Citadel. Dive today, Georgia Southern has a 10-point lead over the Citadel, 20-10, with 11:58 remaining in the fourth quarter. 41-yard field goal by Rob Baranis puts Georgia Southern up 20-10.
And it is a two-possession ball game.
Key moment in time for the Citadel.
Absolutely. And when I say two-possession, that means at this point, do you put it up in the air? Because you got to get the ball back. You know Georgia Southern is going to grind that clock out the best they can, and nobody, I think, does it in college football better than them when you start talking about putting a team away and grinding that clock out.
End over end. And it will be returned out of the end zone by Mahoney. Got it back to the 20-yard line. And for the Citadel, here comes Scooter Johnson. In the last Citadel possession, Scooter turned his ankle. We'll see it here.
Right at the end of the play, just falling down. Ooh. That hurt.
But back in there and operates out of the shotgun. 5 of 9 in the passing department today.
Jamar Jones falling on his leg.
Option, pitch to Murphy. And Georgia Southern getting wise to their ways.
Yeah, that's one of those things where now is the time you got to change it up a little bit. You got to put that thing in the air, and because you got to get 2 scores.
Don Powers, the Citadel head coach, talking to his defensive unit. As the offense tries to get it going, it will be 2nd and 10. Kendrick Gamble, wide to the right. They break Mahoney in motion. And they had the option and the pitch covered. Great defensive job by Georgia Southern. Somebody had the quarterback, somebody had the pitch man, nowhere to go.
Joe Scott out there on the pitch man, number 56, doing a good job of playing his man. Again, talk about defense. Again, Joe Scott here, discipline. It's all about discipline. Who is my guy? You'll see right there, linebacker. My guy's the pitch man. Leave the quarterback alone. That's exactly right. You don't have to worry about the quarterback because somebody's assigned to him. Even if the quarterback runs for 150 yards, it does not matter because, again, when you play against a team that runs the option, you must, under every circumstance, do your job.
And that's how you defend the option. Out of the eye. And a pass coming for Scooter. Stretching out to get it. Healy. First down, Citadel at the 36. Matt Healy, sophomore from Summerville, South Carolina. And the Bulldogs get a fresh set of downs, a 14-yard pass play.
And those are the kind of plays that the Citadel needs, because it's apparent that the Citadel does not have the speed at wide receiver to run by the Georgia Southern secondary. But at the same time, if you notice, all the success that the Citadel has had has been with receivers sitting down in pockets in the route.
11th first down today for the Citadel. Option left, and a whistle stops the play. Penalty flag prior to the snap. Procedure against Citadel.
You've heard me talk about the execution of the option, and I want you to watch here again. And this is a true freshman mistake. Again, even though there's a penalty, see, he does not draw the defender. And see, he's pitching the ball now, which allows 58 to get outside and would have allowed him to go and make the tackle. Again, this option is a very discipline-oriented system, and the quarterback has got to be willing to take a shot right in the chops.
First down, 15. Bulldogs trailing by 10. And the option with a blocker or two. It's going to be Scooter to take it to the 38. Scooter Johnson, keep in mind, when he runs the football, he averages over 8 yards a carry. And a good job of turning it upfield before David Young brought him down.
I just remembered, just like I said, from yesterday's meetings, the passion and compassion. Coach Powers spoke of this young man, saying how sharp he was, how smart he was. He knows he's got great athletic ability, but he wants to be more than that. He wants to be a student of the game. Very intelligent young man. I think he's like a pre-science phys ed, nuclear physicist, something major here.
Scooter to pass. And way over the head of the intended receiver, Dendrick Gamble. Nate Gates defending.
And what you saw there is exactly that's what you call a hot arm. He has, when the ball comes out and it seems like it jumps out of a quarterback's hand, that's what I call a hot arm, where that ball just flies out of it. You've seen quarterbacks who throw the ball and they throw a nice pretty ball, but it seems like it takes 20 minutes for the ball to get there. This kid right here, when he throws the ball, just like that kid David Garrard up there at East Carolina, when they throw that ball, it just jumps out of their hand.
Third down. And 7. From the 38. Single setback. Into block Murphy. The pass to the sideline is intercepted. Called down by Nate Gates, his second interception today.
And I'm not going to put that one on the freshman again. I will say it again. I believe receivers at times have to step forward and make plays. I mean, there's not going to be an open field out there. Nobody's running by anybody, but the thing you can do is make sure, just as Gates is going for the ball, your receivers have to go for the ball. And the thing is, you got to play defensive back when you see there's a chance that the ball is going to be intercepted.
Georgia Southern at the Citadel 49. Revere gives to Peterson down the sideline and out of bounds. Peterson does not yet have 100 yards. We'll keep you updated. He's getting closer. That's his 25th carry today, and that should put him over 90 yards for the afternoon.
Somehow I just have a feeling, and in this call, maybe I'm physical here, but I got a feeling that on this particular drive, Mr. Peterson will go over 100 yards, if that means even going for it on 4th down.
A pickup of 4. Jamie Kimbrough says that gives him 93 yards for the day, 25 carries. Peterson doesn't get any this time. Another great hit by Denny Hayward. I'm telling you, this kid has played his heart out for the Citadel.
Oh, man. I mean, at least 12, 15 tackles on the day. What a performance. It's just awesome.
And with a bad knee.
Yeah. You'll see right here, and Adrian, this is the first time I've seen one guy bring him down, but look how lively Adrian's feet are, but look at that great tackle. And if we can get a picture of him, you can see the knee brace that he has on. And we're going to tell you a little funny story about Mr. Hayward and the fact that he was not going to come out of the game. He was not going to be denied playing today.
Revere rifles it, incomplete. Chris Johnson juggled, couldn't hold it. Jay Ingram defended. And Chris Johnson really kicking himself.
Coach Power was talking about yesterday how a decision had to be made, and nobody didn't want anybody to know that Hayward's knee was bothering him. And so they left it up, I believe, to the trainers to make the decision. And Hayward told the trainers, he said, look, whatever you do, just give me a shot at it. Let me go out there, and if I can't play, then I won't play.
Well, the Bulldogs force a 3-and-out after the Nick Gates interception. And back deep is Jay Ingram waiting for the punt. Ingram's going to let it go. Going to bounce and is touched. Yes. Down at the 3-yard line. 7 minutes and 41 seconds remaining in the ball game. Georgia Southern 20, the Citadel 10.
Soon you can expect even more from the More of Everything Bank First Bulletin. 10 more consumer products and services, including overdraft protection, 19 investment services, options, margin accounts, online trading, and much more. 17 additional small business services, such as payroll processing, vehicle and equipment leasing. Just what you'd expect from the #1 small business-friendly bank in the nation. First Bullock Bank. First again.
Hey guys and gals, hunting season is here and Honest John's Pawn and Gun is here to help you with your needs. Honest John's is an accredited factory dealer for Benelli, Franchi, Heckler & Koch, and Kimber. We have all your hunting needs from bows, rifles, shotguns, and handguns. With a wide variety of choices, we can help you find what you need. Honest John's carries accessories like holsters, cleaning supplies, knives, ammunition, and much more. We also do gunsmithing. So before you hit the woods, come to Honest John's.
Excitement that is the Atlantic Coast Conference. There's only one place where you can get it all. ACC Live, Monday nights at 7 on Fox Sports Net.
Scooter Johnson, the Citadel quarterback who's gone all the way today, has now been pulled in favor of redshirt sophomore Joe Call, number 5. 52% passer, 328 yards to his credit. Citadel's got to go 97 yards to score. They're trailing by 10. And they go with an inside handoff to tailback Nate Mahoney.
And in this particular case, don't look at this, in my mind, as a demotion. What I think your coach is trying to do is actually, Coach Powers is trying to get a guy who's got seasoning with passing the football. That's exactly what this is. But there is no question who the future quarterback is or the present quarterback is for this football team.
Stay with us because Peterson does not yet have 100 yards. And if you've been following this Georgia Southern team in 1AA football, you know that that is big news. The handoff goes to Mahoney. And he's got it out to the 11-yard line. So third down. And about 3 yards to go. See Mahoney's day. Sophomore from North Augusta. They'll call it 3rd and 2. The big play call for the Brain Trucks to the Bulldogs. Wishbone backfield. Toss outside Mahoney. Cuts the corner. Big second effort. Got him the first down.
And we talk about Joe Call coming in the game, and I said that he's going to throw the ball. Well, you got to have space to be able to throw the football. You'll see right here, good execution, good job by the offensive line. The running backs right there coming in, and that's just pure speed right there and effort. I got to get this first down. Again, these kids will not quit.
So the Bulldogs have it 1st and 10. 6:05, clock running. 4th quarter, 20-10, Georgia Southern. Pass. And the handoff goes to Mahoney.
It's coming. You got to get 2 scores.
Well, the thing about the Citadel is that they have got several guys you can look at. You've got Gamble, you've got Healy, and a guy they have not looked at all today, their tight end, Jason Barley. So they've got some guys that can catch the football. 2nd down and about 7. We'll call it a long 6. Take the fullback. The pitch to Mahoney. To the 25. Close to a first down. LeVar Rainey on the tackle.
Just eating up a little bit too much clock.
Yeah, I was going to say, that clock is becoming an ally of Georgia Southern.
And this ball actually comes out. There's actually a fumble at the end of this play. Got to get the ball down the field. Again, 75 yards to go. Clock getting ready to start clicking. 5 minutes left in the game. It's important that they move the ball. Citadel moves the ball quickly.
Mahoney shaken up, comes out of the game. And now call goes to pass. Incomplete. Damaj Wiley was the intended receiver. First time he's played today. So 2nd and 10 from the 25.
I think they should be in a comfort zone now to where I think Coach Powers will be comfortable with the quarterback, Joe Call, throwing the football because time is ticking away.
Gamble and Hines wide to the left. Out of the shotgun for redshirt sophomore quarterback Joe Call. Has time over the middle and complete to Healy. But not enough for a first down, only to the 32. LeVar Rainey made the tackle. Clock at 4:50.
What you're going to see here is basically just a drag route where the receiver comes all the way and drags all the way across the field. You'll see a little picking action going on right there.
3rd and 3. Again, out of the shotgun for the Citadel. Ball looks over the middle. Complete. Healy. Healy, 45. Healy, 50. Breaks a tackle. Keeps going. And out of bounds at the 42. Great second effort and a great job to get out of bounds and stop that clock with 4:14 left.
Will not quit. Again, just running a drag route from the other side. You can see, and again, that's why they call it a drag route, because you just literally drag all the way across, and you'll see again, they are picking. It's a little pick action where you pick the receiver. But again, great effort, as you say, Bob. Tremendous effort getting out of bounds.
The clock would have stopped to reset the change, but then restart it. But going out of bounds now, they could take the time and get the clock started on the snap. That 25-yard pass play, the longest play of the day for the Citadel. Called to pass, pressured, throws, complete to the tight end Barley.
Ask and you shall receive, Bob.
I've been waiting all day. The 4-year starter, the senior, and what a huge target at 6'3", 240.
Now the tight end runs what we call a drag route. You'll see again, he comes here, fits up, does a good job of getting open.
He's a big boy from Mount Pleasant, South Carolina.
That's a route, that drag route is a route that really Jerry Rice made famous, because what it does is you're dragging across zones. So you'll have 3 different zones on a field that you have to cross.
And you're not pulling 3 guys with you.
Absolutely.
Here's Cole. Fakes, throws, intercepted. Picking it off is Youngblood. Down the sideline, needs a block and gets it. He's going to go all the way. If he doesn't run out of gas. Touchdown, Georgia Southern. Michael Youngblood, junior from Waynesboro, Georgia. He needed some oxygen on the far side.
And you'll see right there, number 16. You know, think about it again. We talk about quit. Guys not going to quit. You see right there, Nick Johnson on the replay ran and gave his all to try to make that tackle. Again, that's what it's about. Nobody's going to quit on this football field.
26-10. Rob Baradas in to kick the extra point.
And I think we've got a more breaking story here, because I don't know if Adrian Peterson is going to be able to get to the 100-yard mark.
And the kick is good. So Georgia Southern now leads by 17. And they want to get the ball back to keep Peterson's streak intact. That's still to come. 3:34 left in the game. 27-10. Georgia Southern leads the Citadel. 3:34 left in the 4th quarter. And the Bulldogs were starting to move that football, but a terrific interception by Youngblood. Here you see him sitting on the far side. That's his first interception of the year. It's a 78-yard return for the score. The junior from Waynesboro, Georgia, Michael Youngblood. His first career interception. Returned by Rob Nichols. And big hit at the 25. So the Bulldogs have it. And while the Citadel tries to get organized here, down 17, They're 3 scores in arrears. The subplot to this final 323 is Adrian Peterson of Georgia Southern. We have talked so much today about this talented running back, and he is helpless to keep his streak alive right now. But you know, James, that the defense is aware of the streak, and they're going to do everything they can to get that football back. And it starts with a sack. Winston Hardison, his 4th sack of the season, number 54.
And this guy has some lively legs. I had a chance to watch him play on some film, and just, you know, he's a very lively and active player, very athletic player, and a very lean player.
And the Citadel takes a timeout with 2:56 to play. So Joe Call has to come out, talk things over on the sideline.
You know, I got to tell you, last night had a great opportunity. Dear friend of mine, Xavier Starks, invited the crew to a great evening of just of what the Citadel is all about. It's about the tradition. You know, there probably was 7 or 8 retired generals there. Had a great spread. They had those old brontosaurus ribs, you know, the real big ones.
Fred Flintstone.
Absolutely. I mean, and they had, every rib had at least 10, 15 ounces of meat.
And you measured each one.
Oh, absolutely. And Craig, you know, our illustrious director.
Yes, Mr. Ritchie.
He had 3.
He was with you step for step?
No, he passed me. I was on the salad and stuff like that. Richie he pounded it, boy. I mean, but we had a great time. And here's the fun. I wish I had a camera, and I told him to go get the camera because they actually had an oyster shucking station. You know, so.
And that was manned by Brian Woodruff.
That is exactly right. Woody was over there just plucking them, and
shucking.
Yeah,
and jiving.
That's right.
Literally.
Absolutely. Hobnobbing with the general.
Bulldogs out of the eye. Call on 2nd down. And that one off the face mask of Murphy, incomplete. Mack defending.
Mack wasn't defending. That's called brick fingers.
Yeah. Well, he was there if Murphy had caught it.
You'll see Eminem go out here into the backfield. And the ball it's just brick fingers. So, there's nobody defending on that play.
Peterson, 94 yards. Eagle defense looking to get it back here on 3rd and long. Pressure. McCall throws down the sideline. And it's incomplete, out of bounds. Nearly turns. Looked like he had control of the ball, but his momentum carried him out of bounds when he did come up with the ball. But he was challenging Gamble step for step.
And Kearns has played a tremendous football game. Really, the whole defense of Georgia Southern. Again, not about this unit, but what you're seeing right now is they've held the team, the Citadel, to 10 points. And more importantly, they got the turnover when they need it. Great play again by Kearns.
Now 4th down and 17. Bad snap. It's going to be back at the 1. Paul throws it. It's going to be incomplete. Intended for Gamble. Well, that was an accident waiting to happen. And Peterson's going to get a shot at it.
What do you think's going to happen?
I guarantee you what's going to happen. Ain't no thinking about it. Number 3 is going to get the football.
You think the statisticians have got to the coach to say, Coach, Adrian only has 96 yards.
94 yards.
94 yards.
To be exact. So he's 6 away from 100 to keep his streak alive. He has had 100 yards in every game he's played.
That's incredible.
Which will give him today 38 straight. And that does not count the playoffs. Peterson down to the 9. That gets 4. He's 2 away. Travis Stevens, the tackle.
On the line, getting 3.
Jared Whitney, sir.
The lowest rushing total for Adrian Peterson in his career, his freshman year against Wofford, 102 yards. He's not going to get many more than that today.
And it's like the 2-minute offense. They're getting to the line quick.
Peterson. Not this time.
Will not quit. Bob, we have talked about it. You heard Coach Powers say it yesterday. My team will not quit. Just like Georgia Southern knows he hasn't got 100 yards, those boys right there in Teal down there know he does not have 100 yards yet, and they will not quit.
Peterson's sitting on 97, and the clock's a factor. 1:35 remaining. It's 3rd and 8. Peterson will get it on the toss. Down the sideline. And he's got it. Out of bounds at the 6.
Oh, I love it. I love it. People at home, I don't care if you turn to another game right now. What you're seeing, again, is just guts. Pure guts. Okay, two teams not trying to be denied. And on that particular play, Adrian Peterson would not be denied.
A 9-yard gain puts him over 100, 106. 30 straight 100 rushing yard games. And Peterson, now that he's got the yardage, goes on. Penalty flag. And the ball carrier that time for Georgia Southern was Mike Stewart. Haywood stopped him. A hold against the Eagles. There has been only one man in the history of college football that has more 100-yard games in his career, not consecutive, total, than Peterson. And that's Damian Bean from Division II Shepherd College. He got 34 in his career that ended last season.
Well, the thing that I don't understand in all of this, when you talk about, especially when you're talking about Division II, or you're talking about playoffs involved, those are the games that count. How can you disregard playoff games when that's what this division is all about?
And you know the amazing thing about Peterson last year in the playoffs? He had 897 rushing yards in the playoffs. That's sick. Again, Stewart with the carry down to the 12. Denny Haywood, the linebacker, with yet another tackle. I don't have a vote, but I got to believe Haywood is going to get consideration for Southern Conference Defensive Player of the Week.
Oh, absolutely. There's no question about it. He's stepping up and making a play. You see,
he's coming out of the game, right?
And I'm going to clap for him, and I know I'm not supposed, but effort. You know, that's all you ask for out of your players. And again, Coach Powers talked about, my boys will not quit. I promise you that. And he looked us all in the eyes and said it.
J.R. Revere takes a knee, and that should be the final play of the game. Don Powers starts to head across the field to shake the hand of Paul Johnson. And the Eagles know that they are in a battle today here in Charleston. The streak lives for Peterson, and Georgia Southern wins its 7th in a row. The final seconds tick off the clock here in Charleston, with Georgia Southern winning over the Citadel 27-10. Back in just a moment. Number 1, Georgia Southern comes to Charleston, and as has been the tradition of this rivalry, Jamie Dukes, another tough game.
Well, I just, I'm such in awe of how well both teams play. The score is really not indicative of really how close this football game was. When you look at the schedule, you'll see right here, but this team really got after today.
Georgia Southern keeps its Southern Conference record perfect at 6-0, 7-1 now overall, and the rest of the day today. Furman plays tonight. They'll kick at East Tennessee in just about 25 minutes. VMI beat Charleston Southern 40-7. Western over Chattanooga 41-36. Appalachian beat Wofford 42-16. And our final here, Georgia Southern 27 and the Citadel 10. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Peterson and company. Keep it rolling. For Jamie Dukes, this is Bob Rathman thanking you for joining us. Enjoy College Football Saturday on Fox Sports Net.